It is that time. Now look, for those who've been around on this channel, I ain't got the biggest channel in the world, I know that. But for those who've been around, know I've made publicly maybe 4 or 5 David videos, not including shorts, just long form videos. I've talked endlessly about the truth of this situation coming out, getting justice for the family and loved ones of Celeste, regardless of their wrongdoings, regardless of how they raised her, regardless of if they're the reason she ran away, regardless. They deserve some form of genuine closure. I've also talked about, I don't want David to be punished no more than the truth of his involvement. If he set it up, he need to be treated like he set it up. If he killed her, he need to be treated like he killed her. If he has nothing to do with it, he need to be treated like he got nothing to do with it. But we cannot ignore the facts. We cannot ignore the inappropriate behavior, the innuendos, the references, the music, the weird little, just everything. Like I said, this is either a guilty man or the worst string of coincidences in human history. Now, let's look at my channel real quick. I'm not gonna make this video too long. I just made a whole fucking 30-minute video, which will be dropping. I don't know if I'm gonna drop both of these today. We'll see. But let's look how many David videos I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 David videos publicly uploaded, not including shorts. So this is not a celebration of his arrest. Honestly, I've been arrested a few times for very short stints. I've done 30 days here and there, whatever. It's not a place that I want anybody to go. It has a long-lasting effect that you could spend 2 weeks in jail, and it may take 2 years to fully get out of your system what that experience did to you. Whether you had a smooth time or whether you had to get busy, it don't matter. It's something about that place that does something to you. Now, all I want out of this situation is for the court processes to begin so we can start to actually get somewhat of factual detail of what happened to Celeste Rivas. I don't care about theory no more. I don't care about what Reddit say. I don't care about Trap Lord Ross 100th video on the topic where I barely ever hear him say RIP Celeste. And I fuck with Trap Lord. Don't get it confused. But out of all the videos I've seen on this David situation, I rarely ever hear him genuinely give condolences to the victim. Again, I stopped making videos on it because I felt like I was only adding to the daily trauma that her family and loved ones were going through. This wasn't a meal ticket for me. I wasn't eating off this. It was doing decent on my channel for a small channel, but even then, I actually think about what they may go through having to wake up every day and scroll social media like any other human and have to relive that trauma fucking constantly. The biggest and smallest channels talking about it damn near daily for a while. That would eat me alive if that was my sister, if that was my niece, if that was my daughter, even friend. So I'm not gonna make this video too long. I just wanted to, since I've talked about David before, I wanted to give this formal attention and proper attention. Yes, I'm happy that he did not beat the system. I'm happy that his status did not allow him to evade accountability and responsibility. I'm glad that him making money for, I believe he's with, who is he signed to? Interscope. I knew it was Interscope, but I didn't want to be wrong. I did not want his connection to Interscope to allow him to evade responsibility, definitely in a place like LA, where everything is tied into entertainment and politics. For a while, I wanted to know if his manager, his team, or maybe his A&R, the person who directly is handling him and that signed him, has some sort of political connections that got him a longer stint to get his shit together before he has to deal with the court process. That's how I feel, because anybody else would have been arrested like that. No time. You ain't going to Norway. You ain't posting on your spam. It ain't gonna be no Reddit uncovery. None of that. You're getting arrested like that. Just off of allegation. We'll figure it out later. But I'm thankful that the family can say, okay, we wasn't tripping. This isn't a drawn out nightmare. And maybe we will start to actually have a formal, truthful understanding of what took place that took the life of a 14-year-old girl. She was 15. She turned 15 when she was dead already. Can I even say that on YouTube? I hate how censored you gotta be on YouTube now. She turned 15 when she was already. It's a cold world we live in, but I'm so thankful that this isn't a day and age where his celebrity would have allowed him leniency in the court process and they would have just swept it under the rug or covered it up for him. No, you have to be held responsible. Even if your team prolonged it, even if your manager got political connections, even if Interscope is working with the state system, all this shit is interconnected. Entertainment, politics, banking, education, religion, 5 pillars of society, and obviously like medical. So it's just, it's more like a relief. Like, okay, we are not tripping. Like, this ain't just some like Mandela effect psyop that we all collectively experiencing. No, he's actually going to have to face the consequences of what happened to that girl, that baby. Nigga, I'm 20. I'm in my mid-20s, 25. A 14-year-old is like a baby to me. That's only 3.5, 4 years removed from my baby sister, which is a baby. They babies. 16, 17 baby. Crazy, yo. Let's check it out. We're going to look at NBC News.
Finance the old way. Finance the ramp way.
We'll look at they usually.
We are following major breaking news tonight. Singer David has been arrested in connection to the murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas, according to the LAPD.
Is it just me or every single picture of Celeste she's got on a hoodie, bro? Like, it don't get no more obvious that you're trying to hide her identity. She's got on a hoodie in every single picture, bro. Even if her hood is not up, she, like in that live stream, she had on a hoodie, if I'm not mistaken. It was, bro, this nigga is, every time I see something connected to him, it's some freaky, uncomfortable shit. It's some cynical, maniacal, like, damn near demonic shit, bro. Like, brother, I don't feel no God connected to you, bro. And I've never said that other than about Diddy. Remember, Mace had to leave Bad Boy to seek God. So obviously it wasn't where he was at. Well, no God in Bad Boy. He left Bad Boy to go to the church. This dude, bro. David.
This is a case that stretches back more than 2 years to when she was last seen alive. Her decomposed body found
age what was she, 13, 12 and a half?
Found in the trunk of David's Tesla.
So it was 2 years ago. She was 14 when she passed. God damn. Ew. David, bruh. I'd rather you just be regular gay. I'd rather you and that and Bull, I forget his name. You and dude, y'all just go live in the sunset. Y'all both of age, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck is this, though? Like, I've said it time and time again. I get outraged every time I look at this shit, every time I talk about this shit, because it's like, bruh, she trusted you with her life, David. She ran away from her blood family. I don't care how bad that household was. It didn't leave her chopped up in the front of a Tesla. So it won't that bad. It won't chopped up in the front of a Tesla bad. So she left her household, her family, and trusted you, David, with her entire life. She went missing to be with you. She trusted you with her well-being. She trusted you to be responsible of taking care of her. She trusted you with her existence, bro. And this is where you led that poor baby. That'd be my biggest thing. I did a whole breakdown on the psychological vulnerabilities that she was probably going through. Why how children get enticed to do what she did by leaving her family. How he came from a background of Fortnite, so he already had a younger core audience base that could just convert over to the emo, dark, dystopian love scene of music. So it was just a crossover. You know what I'm saying? I already got a young core fan base that love me from Fortnite and TikTok. Just swipe it over. So you got 200,000 16-year-olds and under at your will. When you were 14, young man, if your favorite female celebrity said, "Hey, come live with me," you know how hard it is for a 14, not 14, she was dead. She was when she was 14. Let's say you're 12 and a half, and your favorite female celebrity, young boy, offered you to come live with her. She gonna love and dove on you, go on tour with her, go to shows. All you gotta do is leave your family. Don't worry, I'll bribe some people to keep it a secret. Don't worry about that. I'll take care of everything else. I just need your body, your essence. You know how hard it is for a young boy to turn that down. And you might say, "Well, I was smarter than I would know not to trust strangers and not to run." You don't know. That's you, brother. That's you. But obviously, this is the deep end of that.
Late last year, we're on the case presented by.
I didn't even want this video to be 13
Cage.
minutes long. I'm gonna try to end this around 15 to 16
Play
minutes.
solo.
I don't want this video to be long.
After work.
I just wanted to
At
speak
your
on
own
the fact
pace.
that I acknowledge he's been arrested. Now I'm looking forward to seeing the facts revealed. Obviously, they're only as factual as we know them to be. If you weren't there, we don't know what is the actual reality. But facts presented in the court process will be the best representation of what took place that the public can go on. So I can't wait. Not can't wait. I wish this whole situation never happened, but I'm looking forward to seeing what exactly David and others were responsible for. How did she end up decomposed in multiple bags in the front of an abandoned Tesla? That is the question. We're going to run through this video.
Then we go to
at the district attorney's office. They convene this investigative grand jury, and we know that a grand jury has two functions in most states and at the federal level.
Look at the TMZ video. I ain't about to watch no 30 minutes.
You customize everything else. Why is your YouTube player still basic? It's time.
I think there is a problem in the prosecution's case against David the singer. Let me explain.
Let's see what you
The
got.
grand jury has been hearing this case for 5 months, since November.
It's been a little while.
Beth Silverman, the DA, has been presenting witness after witness after witness to this grand jury to get a grand jury indictment. We know that there has been a dogfight between the DA's office and the medical examiner over cause of death that we are told and have been told for a long time after Celeste Rivas's body was found that they were having a very difficult time establishing cause of death.
My thing is, even if you don't know the specific cause of death, like I don't know if it was a chainsaw or a machete, how could I possibly? You have two options here: homicide or suicide. How could anyone possibly decompose themselves, bag themselves, and put themselves in the front of a Tesla? Let's stop acting stupid, LAPD. You have two major options, and you break down the details and aspects from there. H or S. Okay, it ain't S, so it's H. Now let's look at the possible aspects and details of how H played out.
And that is an issue here. But then
y'all need the exact knife?
If Beth Silverman was before that grand jury for 5 months with the end goal of getting an indictment for murder, why did the police arrest David yesterday and then say they're going to present the case to the DA on Monday so that the DA can determine whether to file formal charges or not? That makes absolutely no sense.
It don't.
Because it was the grand jury that was supposed to indict here and not the DA just charging him. If the DA wanted to charge, what was the point of a grand jury? So what happened at the grand jury so that they either didn't indict him, that she never asked the grand jury to actually indict, or did the grand jury issue a no bill, which means they rejected the case? I don't think they would have rejected the case outright, although I don't know. But the only other option is that Beth Silverman never asked for a formal indictment after presenting evidence for 5 months before the grand jury. So what? And the police say we're going to present the case to the DA. The DA.
It started with that information. They back was against the wall in terms of social representation. People were calling out LAPD. People were calling out the prosecution. People were calling out even the defense attorneys and those involved legally with handling this case. And maybe their feet was on the ground. They was like, bro, we can't keep looking like a fool. Like this nigga can just chop up bodies and do what he want to do. Let's just arrest him and see where it go from there.
He's had the case.
This is the messiest shit ever, bro. This is Young Thug trial messy.
For 5 months. What do you mean present the case? That makes no sense when you listen to what the police are saying. The DA has had this case.
Something right.
They're the ones that made the decision to go to the grand jury. So why is the DA doing this and deciding apparently to file charges rather than to get an indictment? So there could be several reasons. The one that comes to mind is that a grand jury indictment gets very specific as to why they're indicting. And it may be based on the evidence that was presented that the DA is concerned that based on the way the grand jury would indict, it would leave a wide door open for the defense to come in and say, this is a deficient indictment in terms of proving the elements of murder. And the worry might be that a judge might dismiss the indictment. And I can't really think of another good reason, other than if the grand jury rejected the case, for the DA to spend all that time before the grand jury and then to say, okay, now we'll just charge it. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't.
Nothing in this case makes sense, bro. I'm not about to keep watching this. Again, I just hope the truth and reality of his involvement and others come to light eventually. I don't give a damn if he do 5,000 years in jail or 25 minutes. I just pray that eventually Celeste Rivas' family, at minimum, gets the closure of knowing the reality of how Celeste Rivas lost her damn life and ended up decomposed, chopped up, in the front of an abandoned Tesla. Since we so confused, since LAPD is so miscombobulated, since evidence is so lacking, even though there's been a private investigator on the case for the last 5-6 months piecing this whole motherfucking thing together, the internet been on it, but LAPD just somehow lacking the resources and know-how to put the case together. This is a mystery murder like Scooby-Doo, and David is just a magician. Y'all take care of yourselves, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all from the bottom of my heart. Got about 2 or 3 videos that I'm going to be uploading soon. We definitely got one coming today. I might upload both of these videos today. We're going to see how it goes. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all know how we end these videos and start these videos. I don't think I started it like that this time, but y'all know I just appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. I really love y'all. I really appreciate the small community we've been building. I appreciate the people I've got to discuss things with, talk to, meet, agree, disagree, exchange knowledge, information, perspectives, all that. I really appreciate y'all. We out to the next one.